What is Connor do?
Connor Group is a specialized professional services and leading advisory firm helping CFOs with their most complex and critical projects.
Tell me about MUFG.
Yeah, MUFG has been around for 450 plus years, 3 trillion in assets, A1P1 credit rating, number 6 bank in the world. We've been in the US for almost 2 decades, but our team is fairly new. We're a year in, and we're building the tech practice for MUFG.
What is the climate for M&A and going public in Silicon Valley right now?
It's a great question. It's a crystal ball. Everybody's holding it and waiting to see things happen. I would have to say M&A has been on an uptick for sure, and we're hoping to see more of those. IPO has been on a hold for quite some time, and we do expect that to pick up mid next year to early next year, end of next year.
Ravi, from your perspective?
Yeah, I'd say I feel a little bit like the boy who cried wolf talking about the IPO market return. What we have seen is steady increases from the significant drop off in 22, 23 improved. We're seeing a little bit of progress in 24. I agree with Priya that I think probably second half, but really moving into 26 when we see some significant momentum. I also agree on the M&A side, especially in the lower middle market private equity space.
Let's talk briefly about the Indian diaspora, the South Asian community in the United States. Always in California has been on, but it really seems to be on the rise.
Right.
How proud are you?
Very. I mean, it's like literally as you're saying, my heart is smiling. I think one of the reports that I would definitely say folks to look at is Indiaspora is an organization that is very near and dear to my heart. It's run by a founder called M.R. Rangaswamy. He just issued a report with BCG, and that's just exactly about your question. Just the influence across, right? Like whether it's politics, whether it's tech, whether it's healthcare, whether it's like music and beyond. So I think just proud to be a part of the community. And I mean, they were sad that we left India. Like I'm an immigrant from India. I moved here like 25 years ago, but now they're happy to see me where I am and others kind of grow, and US has provided an opportunity for me and several others to do, and excited for my kids, to build on it.
So many CEOs, Ravi, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Big.
Absolutely. I think it's a combination of not just the prevalence of Indian executives, but also in the investor venture capital community. And then I also think the gender gap closing with a lot of female Indian executives taking over some of the world's largest companies. So as a father of 4 and one daughter, I'm thrilled for, I named her Indira after, the Prime Minister of India, and Indira Nooyi, the former CEO. So yeah, it's beautiful that she can grow up with this feeling of empowerment that she's different, and that's a good thing.
What obstacles remain? Is there an acceptance? It's a quiet acceptance.
I think we still are in a divided country, and I think without politicizing things too much, I think sometimes people are scared of the unknown, and so what we need to remember as humans is that we gravitate towards people that are share the same values and have different qualities, but different is not a bad thing.
Right.
I think there's a more of an openness, especially when you're in Silicon Valley and in the Bay Area and in the state of California. You see so much diversity, and so I think naturally there's my heart. I want to project that across the rest of the country. But I was born in India as well, and I've lived in multiple countries, so I still consider the U.S. home and love it here, and I'm really optimistic for the future.
I'm proud to be at a place where I am. I feel like I had a lot of help around the way, and I had a lot of supporters to pull me up. With that said, it's my job and several others that we've gone to a level where we are to kind of pull each other up. I think we need to continue to do that. I think there's still work to do, but I think it's happening. It's getting there.
So I was just in Jackson Hole with my family on our RV vacation, and ran into Sundar Pichai. He was there with his family, and it's just cool that we're in an unassuming restaurant, just enjoying time with our families, and even Indian executives of the largest companies in the world can be just like everybody else. So I do think that they probably have a moral obligation, or they feel a moral obligation to lift up the Indian community, but I also think that they've represented the Indian community well by taking these significant high-profile positions.
Anything you guys want to add?
No, I think just to your comment on South Asian women in tech, I would say a huge organization that is doing concerted effort towards it. It's called N3, and I was there just this weekend, hence the top of my mind. It's run by this incredible woman called Maithili. All she does is getting women together. It's to pull each other up, to your point of how do you bring everybody together. CIO of DocuSign is South Asian. You can think about CTO of Okta is South Asian. In like deep tech that we don't typically think about, you'll just see the CEOs, the faces that look all more one specific gender. But then when you see the underlying next set of leadership, there's all incredible women there, so it's just bringing people together, and Natri does a great job. So proud to be a part of that as well. So,
and the one thing I would just add is kind of the combination in your question about prominence and what they're doing for the Indian community. I work with the Machani family, a very prominent family in India. They have a portfolio company called Indie Village where they take rural villages and women in rural villages where they leverage AI to detect imperfections and impurities and bacteria in agriculture, and then they use technology in order for the farmers to actually go in and detect it and remediate it. So bringing it's a bit of the Grameen Bank example and the 21st century of that, which I'm super excited about how folks with means are finding ways to give back and lift the community up.
It's great.
Thank you. I'm not going to talk about Modi. Thank you.
Thank you.